right, ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking things off. The first match is about to start. It is ToX and Shocker from Germany versus SDmK and Sugar from Russia. It's a Night Elf Undead Derby, which I haven't seen in a long time. Night Elf Undead kinda falling out of favor here. It's a lot about Orc and Undead recently. So yeah, we'll see. Remo, we will see Shocky in the ESL Meisterschaft relegation on Monday and Tuesday. What are the odds that we will see a lot of fast fiends here today and tomorrow and the day after?
Pretty high. I would put the number around 90% maybe. That we're going to see a fast fiend built by him. He's one of the few players who still plays it in 1v1. And I think in 2v2, it's still meta. As far as I know, but again, I don't know much about 2v2. But especially, 2v2 is of the past. Even I remember that. Potom, Hunts, and Fiends as well. You're going to have the Aura. It's going to make great use of that. Or the Night Elf goes more into Keeper, more about early harass. But certainly Fiends and Hunts should be what is to be expected, I would assume. And there, a fast Fiend build seems to make sense.
Yeah, I think Shocky only knows the fast fiend build. I have legit never, ever seen him play anything else but the fast fiend build. Doesn't matter if 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 4-on-4. And here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, first match of the day of this 9-game day is starting. We start on US Central here, of course, and the first map is Synergy. I'm gonna be casting this with my podcast brother, Mr. Bidoux. What do you know about 2-on-2? I mean, coming from NA, this is you're basically born playing 2-on-2.
Born watching, playing. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of players off racing here. SDmK, I know, is an undead player playing Night Elf, so both teams going for the undead Night Elf combination, and Synergy is a very, very interesting map. Good luck, have funs, and looks like SDmK and Sugar in the top, and Shocker ToX in the bottom. Neo, so the thing about Synergy is the spawns are very close to each other. Both teammates right beside each other, and this can allow for very good defensive play if you guys want to, as well as this expansion is so close and very easy to creep. So one player can easily expand, or you can just go, we're just going to mass and go all in your face. So this is the problem with Synergy, is if you get caught with your pants down, both players are basically getting siege at the same time. So this is a very... Go ahead. I love this map for 2v2 for those reasons. An expo play viable, but of course, if you just all in 2v2 and just mass units, you kind of get caught. So this is both players need to scout, and both teams need to scout. And yeah, very interesting. I love this map for 2v2.
Yeah, the beauty of this map, of course, if you're playing Undead, you can make use of the Night Elf's Moonwells. If your ally likes it or not, you can take a sip and get a couple more coils out, if we even see them. We have a standard opening by ToX, who's playing with Shocky in the bottom right, and of course Shocky here with the graveyard already. I teased that before. It is gonna be mass fiends all the way. Is it DK as well? Yes, it is. Do we have similar builds? Yes, we do. Fast fiends by Sugar as well. Old school SDmK opting for a keeper, not a Potom.
Yeah, Keeper Hunts versus Potom Hunts. I would say two very different styles, obviously. The Keeper makes me feel like they want to go for an expo play. However, Potom is very good with mass fiends and mass hunts. So maybe the bottom team, Shocker and ToX, want to go for mass. We'll see. This is interesting. AOW creeping the lab. Obviously, Shocker ToX have practiced this map. This is an interesting little route here. This is going to help them creep out very quickly as well. Well, I think the Sugar and SDmK are just going for like viable small greens. Keeper in the Potom in the middle of the map just being super annoying, but this is totally fine because this is going to allow the DK to creep a very good camp here.
Exactly. This is what this is supposed to do. Buy time for the DK for level 3. And there's another Instant of War here on the left-hand side by ToX. We gotta say, both teams, of course, coming from the RT department of the ladder, but they know each other really, really well, especially ToX and Shocky have been playing quite a bit together. A little bit of Dispel, but they're camp will be cleaned. SDmK with 2 engines of war in his base, so creeping should be a little better for the German team. On the other side, the bases might not be as protected.
Yeah, so far so good for Shocker, already level 2 on the DK. And he's just going straight to the shop. He's going right for viable camps. Definitely practiced this map before. And look at the edge he's getting. And this really comes down to the Potom trying to be super annoying and slow down the DK. The Keeper trying to be so super annoying and slow down Shocker's DK, which he's not able to do because Shocker's just all over the map. So this is so far really good for the German team. They're very, very far ahead.
Yeah, I wonder how good this is once the push hits from the Russians. They have to get something done, but there's a tech for Sugar, there's a tech for Shocky. A little later, but I guess that's fine here. So far, so, like, the items, not the greatest, just a parry up, just a ring. No auras so far. It will be a lot about auras, but if I look at that Potom, that's a pretty poor Potom. Searing Arrow, I think, and no experience.
Yeah, that might be an issue, actually, because it looks like there might be a fight pretty soon. Sugar is very close to level 3, but I know that Shocker is literally 1 wisp or anything away from level 3. Potom getting into a little bit of trouble here. Shadow Meld, pretty good skill.
Yeah, so both DKs will arrive at level 3 in no time. After this one right here, we got 2 new subs, by the way. Korak for 43 months and Mars Punisher 7 months already. It's been a long journey already and you are more handsome, more wise than ever. May Twitch chat be with you. Keep it up. Back to Warcraft. How wonderful.
Hey, thank you, man. Priestess of the Moon picking up the circlet. Pretty good. Yeah, I think you definitely... Oh, this is so awkward. I thought maybe you'd go True Shot first, but Tox wanted to put on a lot more harassment. Didn't end up falling that way. So now, yeah, you have to creep this with the Potom this time. Level 3 on the DK, and this should be fine now. You should get that True Shot aura before a fight comes, and it looks like a fight's going to come right now. So a little bit of a timing window. You got to creep this up. You need that True Shot for this fight, or it's just going to be so awkward. Keeper level 1 as well. Entangle, super annoying. Anything that gets entangled and focused. Oh, nice Deados from Tox. Both players communicating really well, but this is still a big clump for the Russians. Bit of a cutoff here, and some of the Fiends are in the back not shooting for the German team. Oh, no. Okay, some hunts dropping for Tox.
Man, what a wild fight here. Good Shadow Melts by SDmK and also by Tox, but can't really save them. On the other side, DKs are throwing their coils against the Entangle. The Potom really not online now. No mana anymore, but are they reclaiming this fight here? Shocky definitely getting his Fiends under control, but is that too late? Fiend numbers are pretty much the same. Russians are losing a lot of HP right here. Might have to retreat. Another coil not ready at the moment, so it's another Fiend kill for SDmK. I think the Germans survived this, even though the start to this fight was a little wonky.
Yeah, SDmK sacrificed a lot of hunts at the front while the Fiends of Sugar didn't exactly jump on Shockers. This is going to impact him right now. There's no coil. Okay, there's a coil almost lined up. Oh, Sugar. Okay, misses the coil timing, loses a Fiend. And yeah, I mean, Shocker definitely taking a lead here, but he has to fall back because he's also running out of mana. You don't want to lose any units, and luckily the Keeper doesn't have any mana as well, but it's very, very frustrating when you tank with the hunts and you don't get the damage that you want. SDmK starting to mass up some more hunts to tie up and actually macroing very well. I have to say he lost a lot of hunts in that initial fight, but able to macro behind this so it doesn't really look like he had heavy losses.
Yeah. So we look into the bases as the dust settles. We got Tox at 40 supply. Lacks a Moonwell, I think. Can't go higher. Can maybe feed his opponent a little bit. His opponent? That would be stupid. His ally a little bit. Shocky on the other side. Taking to tier 3. Got the Lich out. Gets the Slaughterhouse. So a Rejuve will be coming in. And a shop as well for staffs. By the way, I just learned last week you can't staff your allies, units, and heroes. So I'm not making that mistake twice.
Feels bad, man. I would have made that same mistake. You can't do that?
Nope. Not possible. Moon and Lin told me that. So on the other side, SDmK, with the shop, well, it's pretty much the same shop timing. Here we see the DK drinking from the Moonwells a little bit. Tier 3 on the way for Sugar as well as the Slaughterhouse. So the builds are pretty much the same despite the first hero for the Night Elf.
Yeah, big units here. 40 supply Elf, 40 supply Shocker. Shocker going into tier 3, and the tier 3 timing's pretty even, and this is just going to be Fiends and Destroyers for both players behind this with an orb, and then we get into the same kind of composition. The problem is, what are the upgrades going to be for the Night Elf players? So far, ToX looks like he's getting +1 attack. SDmK already with his +1 attack, going into +1 armor. So just going to be this huge hunt frontline against with Fiends in the back. But I really question the keeper decision now, because it looks like he went Treants as well. So this is Entangled Treants, not Thorns.
I mean, there's barely any melee, right? Maybe Abominations later on.
But compared to True Shot, like True Shot's so good, especially if Shocker gets into that 50 supply, breaks into 60 supply undead. This could be pretty devastating, as well as a Crypt Lord for Shocker. So Crypt Lords for both players, actually. Sugar and Shocker both going for Crypt Lord third.
So we got ToX with upgrades as well, but at the moment SDmK has the upper hand here. 1-1 upgrades. We found Legion Doomhorn, by the way. Oh, are they getting the second Dragon Turtle as well? Could be a nasty creep jack. They have to speed this up, but how? It's Dragon Turtle, very, very powerful, very, very tanky. 2000 HP. Are the Russians ready to jump onto this? I think ToX and Shocky can do this. Oh yeah, the Dragon Turtle actually helping them. Another Unholy Aura, are you kidding me?
Oh, not the greatest item there, but SDmK again tanking a little bit in the front line, and Shocker's able to just kill a lot of these hunts. I think 4 hunts have dropped, and ToX isn't losing too much. Okay, now Big Nova's coming in on ToX, and now ToX is going to be the one tanking, but can Shocker get in a better position? This Crypt Lord also needs some impales if Shocker can get line one up, but he hasn't been able to yet.
Oh man, everything seems a little better for Shocky and ToX. The Lich levels, the early arrival of the Crypt Lord, more and more Fiends are dropping. Sugar 45, SDmK 34 only. First Impale rocking through, but where's ToX?
ToX has been absolutely deleted from the game. The Lich for Shocker going down, and oh no, there's no more hunt frontline. I think ToX may have bit the bullet too soon with that fight, and Shocker wasn't exactly in the right position to ping as well, and now we're starting to lose a little bit. The Russians actually plowing ahead here, which is interesting because the fights have always just seemed in the Germans' advantage.
Uh-oh, Lich, this might be a dieback right here. Got another coil, but that's the last one. Lich, of course, went down, bought back from the tavern. SDmK blocking with the hunts, doing this nicely, and more damage, more and more kills going towards Sugar. And SDmK, what's the way out now with ToX, as you said, deleted from the game? He was down at 20 supply or something. It's definitely up to Shocky now to carry.
This is so awkward. You can't really fight here if you're Shocker. I think maybe he wants to take one, maybe go for the DK, force the Hail Pot, and he does. But right now, like, I would have said TP, but if he can make it home without any losses, then that's fine. He's stalling for more time. There's a Fiend actually being misrallied. There could be a Nova on top. Nova on top. That's a dead Fiend. Oh, Sugar a little bit late on that Nova. But yeah, definitely needs a TP home. ToX also needs to get out of here because even the Night Elf mirror is not going to suit him. 31 supply against 40 right now, and SDmK is going to take that all day. A free Entangle pretty much means a free kill. Oh, man. And this is your front line. I mean, Shocker, normally has to carry, but ToX taking fights that he really shouldn't have. He did grab a scroll of healing, though, from the shop. That could help, but the supply is just way too low.
Yeah, what do we got? 28 for ToX. We got 48 for Shocky. Destroyers, are they coming? That might be a good solution against the Huntress frontline, of course. There's no way out of there. Destroyer upgrade now coming for Sugar, as well as more Fiends. On the other side, pretty much normal games here. Who can creep more? Potom is now level 4. As you said, got the heal scroll. I think the Russians don't have one. Shocker was able to creep a little more with healing wards, which might be amazing. They should certainly sell the Unholy Aura. They still got 2 of them. Good resale value, of course, in Warcraft 3 2021. And where do we go from here? Okay, Destroyer is ready.
ToX trying to get any damage done at all. I'm surprised nobody's really gone for an expansion. I think SDmK would be in a great position to put down a tree if you wanted to. Sitting at 44 supply. You could wait till 50 and do that, but ToX actually getting the shop. That's super annoying.
It's only a tier 1 shop, so it's just clarities mostly, I guess. A little bit more creeping for Sugar here. He got the upper left, now he gets the upper right, but they're jumping on Tox. A little bit ambitious here, maybe. Good damage with Searing Arrow, of course. Can he escape without a single loss? Not really. That Entangle making sure he gets that. So SDmK, heal scroll, protection scroll, another heal scroll on the DK, invul potion on the Lich, solo creeping on the Crypt Lord. So what's the follow-up by Shocky? Level 2 Crypt Lord as well. He's creeping with everything, getting closer to a level 5 DK, closer to a level 4 Lich, and Lionhorn of Stormwind.
Yeah, this is great creeping from Sugar. Level 3 Crypt Lord, wow, love to see it. Just really bad auras from both teams. Gets Unholy or Vampiric, which you don't really want with mass ranged. But good money, like you said, you get really good money back for that. So this Crypt Lord needs to get level 3, and I'm surprised that he's creeping level 5 on the DK. I don't think level 5 on the DK is too consequential right now, unless you're trying to nuke down the Keeper, which could be viable as well. But it's really that Impale that I feel is going to carry you in these fights.
Yeah, that might be very, very true. And of course, heal scrolls. What's the situation? 2.4 only on the Crypt Lord here. One of the Wind might help. There's not much to spell. We've seen good Wisp pulls throughout the entire game. Doesn't matter if the early skirmishes or later. There were always Wisps around. Shocky now with Abominations. Is he going for Disease Cloud already? Not really. So I wonder how much impact does this A-bomb really have? Feels like the Russians are going for the knockout punch.
Yeah, they have everything they need. 66 supply. Even the Night Elf players got Protection Scroll as well. No Destroyers in range to actually eat this. This is pretty good.
Sick Impale by Sugar. Now he can prevent that coil for a little bit. Slippers on the ground. DK with an invul potion for Shocky, who's in a world of trouble. Another Impale, and these are level 2 Impales. Really, really good. Can they do something? The Destroyers in the air, 3 of them. Just take care of that first Abomination. Easy. And Tox is losing the bottom here as well. No real way out. She's on the fight. The aura's gone. Hunts are chasing. Sugar still at 60. Doesn't seem to be a real chance for the Germans here anymore. Or is there a hero kill somewhere?
The heal ward's not too bad for Shocker, and actually he's having a good time in this fight. Morphine's dropping for Sugar, and it's basically just a 1v1, both undead players. Tox still has a lot of hunts, but this Keeper's completely dry out of mana. It's going to come down to blue versus purple right now. Shocker versus Sugar, the Crypt Lord diving in for the Crypt Lord, but not too good now. Oh man, SDmK is all over these hunts now.
But he lost the Lich here. We have a level 2 Impale. Is there another hero kill possible? Maybe. Tox is still in this with the Potom providing the aura now. Gotta be careful. A heal scroll is ready in 7 seconds. No follow-up. Keeper gets deleted by a Nova. And I think they're still alive. And indeed, they tap out. Shocky, the absolute carry in this fight. Hero kills all over the place, and our predictions were absolutely trash in this entire 2-on-2 with Tox and Shocky getting the 1-0.
It's just, it really comes down to one fight. Honestly, that entire fight, Shocker had a heal ward up in the back for like a really long time, and there was 2 Destroyers up in the air for SDmK. He did not, or rather for Tox, he did not devour those at all. So a little bit unfortunate, or for Sugar rather, I should say, had the 2 Destroyers in the air. He didn't devour it, and then the Huntresses were not being dealt with, and eventually there was just a bunch of Huntresses on top of Sugar's army, on the Fiends in the back, and the Potom lived and brought in double heal scrolls. And that's just it was a pretty strong single fight. They were not ahead, I feel like, Shocker and Tox until that last fight, and then they just sort of destroyed that one single fight, and that's all it takes sometimes in 2v2 especially.
Yeah, nice turnaround there. I was really worried for them when they couldn't deal with the Destroyers. Shocker didn't have web, and he only had 2-0 Fiends, whereas SDmK had 3-2 Fiends, so big upgrade disadvantage. But the aura made up for a lot for the Potom, plus 7 damage on all those 2-0 Fiends. I think they should have just nuked the Potom right away. She didn't have a TP anymore. With Impale, Curl Nova, and an Entangle, she must 100% be dead. But somehow she survived, was able to re-enter that fight later. And Shocker certainly carrying that pretty hard. Impales were a big factor there as well. But dude, there was so much stuff going on, as is often the case in 2v2. It's really impossible to tell what exactly transpired.
We got a big $50 donation by one of our wonderful Patreons, Taggy. So this gets us to $4,560. Let's go he says. And yeah, I think that we are off to a good start. More and more people supporting us here as well. Winner12 buys a logo hoodie of ours. Big up, massive. Thanks for your work, guys. And Kai Katze for 58-month sub. Ayaya.
Ayaya. The legend. You gotta respect it, you gotta respect the dedication some of these people have to the IAA. Every day on the grind with the IAA. Respect, man. And that's like what? That's almost 5 years, ain't that? That's crazy.
That's good math. That's good math, Carson.
Thank you.
I had a question for the community this morning on my Twitter due to yesterday's games. The question is DHHHHH or KOGGGGG? I'm curious on what side of the fence you guys are.
Rick, did you see that at all? Did you happen to see?
Yeah, I did see that. That was pretty funny, and I think I don't know what team I'm on, but yeah, I thought that was just really funny that he threw it back at him, and he did it in a really funny way, and I think he told Remo Demo, "Oh, I was just trying to type to my ally," but yeah, that was good stuff. I did catch that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, wonderful is Lawlight as always. He's just a gem. So is Sonic in his own right. I actually did vote for Sonic because I guess he was the one to initiate it all. And also we had another highlight video, a clip from Sonic's stream where we saw him rage quitting the first time upon his ally Muscle Mike losing all of his headhunters, the quad kill to the breath. And that was such a perfect picture of like resignation in Sonic's eyes. He wasn't even screaming or, I don't know, being frustrated with his ally. It was just like him losing all hope and just being like, what am I even doing here? Let
me pull it up real quick because I watched this video 100 times since yesterday. I couldn't stop. This is just so wonderful, guys. Enjoy.
Что он делает просто?
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Sonic. We need a Sonic in every tournament. We need a Lawlight. We need a Sonic in every tournament.
I agree. His reactions, man, playing with Muscle Mike are very, very funny. They just keep playing together too. Like it just seems like, okay, surely Sonic's had enough. And
yeah, I don't know. He's very masochistic in that. I don't know what it is. I gotta be Team Korea on this one though. I think it was very tastefully done, Balalai, and then to say, no, I meant to say that to my ally. It's like, what are you supposed to say? It's foolproof. It's foolproof, his plan. I think is beautifully executed. So I gotta be Team Korea on this one.
We got a new sub. Thank you, Bean and Bar, for the Prime. There's a new Out of Warcraft episode on, by the way, which is definitely a recommendation from my side. Very, very good laughs, and nobody rages better than Witty. I think this has been proven right now. It's so good.
It's so good. Fucking speech goals!
There's no way there is a space in the existence of millimeters. Oh, it's so good, man. Witty.
It's also so wonderful because normally he's like very easygoing and has like this relaxed atmosphere around him and his stream, especially when he's playing custom games. He's like, oh, well, we're going to make some towers and we're going to see what's going on over here. And then when he rages in the 1v1s or in the 4v4s,
oh yeah,
just absolutely a treasure.
It's so legit, it's so honest, it's so wonderful. Witty, shout out, we love you, man. And we love more 2-2 games as we have the 1-0 lead for the Germans for Shocky and ToX. A little bit of a back and forth in the first series here, so hopefully this just continues in this slobber knocker of a way. Map number 2, punching for the semi-final are Shocky and ToX. Can the Russians strike back? SDmK and Sugar. We got the Germans here in the teal in the upper right of Fort Pearl, and the Russians in the red.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see the same thing. A Undead and Night Elf is very kind of stuck in its ways, especially in 2v2. A little bit outdated as well come the meta, so I really wonder what the winner is going to do against that Orc Night Elf team that waits them in the midst, which is the Koreans. Going to be very interesting, but so far, SDmK and Sugar need to claw their way back.
Yeah, not gonna be easy, especially when you had the lead in game number 1. Maybe they're warmed up now. We learned from Shocky that he didn't really warm up. He takes things pretty lightly. Saw that in the Rocket Beans Discord as well. He's kind of known for like not preparing for anything at all. He's just a natural talent. I mean, if you play Fast Fiends for 15 years at one point, you gotta get good, right? And ToX was creating quite some space for him as well, so playing a good Night Elf in this situation. What about the heroes though? We do have a Keeper of the Grove for ToX this time, and SDmK goes for the Keeper as well, so 100% similar builds in game 2. Oh, actually not. Wait. This is... No. Why is the DK or the hero so late? For Shocky.
I think Shocker delayed his Zig a little bit, but still gonna be Fast Fiends.
Yeah, that is probably true. Everything seems to be a little faster for Sugar. But maybe that's the reason. Maybe he fed ToX a little bit for a faster... For a faster entry war. There's no hunts.
Yeah, there's just archers with the shop, so yeah, ToX switching it up a little bit. Early shop as well, very interesting. And yeah, he's just gonna start creeping up. And so, SDmK is gonna see this too. He's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, there's gonna be a tech here soon. ToX building a moonwell in front of the Keeper, that's gonna get instantly canceled.
I think he wanted to save the Wisp for a little bit. Here's the detonate. So Keeper Craft is back in 2021. Treants fighting each other. So yeah, this must be a tech then, right? Like, what do you do with archers only? Not much, I believe.
Yeah, gonna be interesting, but there's gonna be a window here because SDmK is definitely going for double AOW hunts again. So as soon as Sugar creeps up, this could be a pretty early timing. In fact, I would even scout this and maybe tell my ally, like, hey, maybe at level 2 DK we go for a push here because, well, first of all, this map is very hard to get level 3. The route is very long. So I think maybe level 2, I'm gonna grab a bunch of hunts and let's go on the offensive here and let's force something at ToX's base. At least that would be my guess. But we'll see what they want to do, how patient they want to play. I probably wouldn't allow ToX to tech too far, but the tech is in.
Tech is in, indeed. There's backpack coming for Shocky. More and more fiends, of course, teching at 26, I guess. On the other side, Sugar with a fast attack. Everything is faster for him. SDmK will, of course, not tech with this Huntress build. And yeah, it's still only archers. Now there's attack at 1/3. Wonder if he counter feeds the undead now a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, Keeper's going to be able to creep up. This is going to be scary. How many archers is ToX making? It looks just like 1. This is so greedy. This is an incredible level of greed that I've never been able to understand. And it shouldn't work. But it just really depends on how much time they're given. Shocker going to get level 3 from this Merc camp. Maybe he'll buy some Mercs too if they do siege, but probably not. But really, yeah, like what? You can't keep getting away with this. Ken, Vampiric Aura for a Shocker.
Shocky is French, by the way. Kind of made a mistake there. Sorry, unprofessional, unprepared casters here. ToX is buying some more time with Entangle into the base of Sugar. He's still attacking. Oh, long-range coil. That's a good save. Quick reactions by Sugar. Good narrow tower to slow down this Keeper in anticipation of that. Can he get away with 1 kill at least? Oh, actually, Shocky is coming in as well.
Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, this is a good timing, actually, and the victims have become the predators. It looks like, oh, nuke on the Keeper just as he TP's in. This is so bad. SDmK, there's no moonwells here. This Keeper's dead.
Gets a kill here. Yeah, Shocky sharking around, gets another coil off. There's lightning shield by SDmK, but it expires now. DK, can he still block him into the grave? Not really. Shocky getting away with murder. And this tiny little push in transition to tier 2 turns out to be a big advantage for ToX and Shocky, who now are at double tier 2 and getting the lowers up.
Well, ToX was totally ready for a siege. I mean, AP in the main base, he was totally anticipating some form of pressure, but they actually put the pressure on Sugar, and it paid off because now they're able to get those lures up. Like you said, it was a huge play. Pick off the keeper that slows down everything. Sugar's trying to chase Shocker into the main base of his, but he'll definitely fight this. Doesn't have that much mana, but he could buy a mana pot if he got into dire straits. But yeah, Sugar can't even commit.
Yeah, this is way too easy. There's also a staff coming for the keeper. Maybe a little premature. But hey, better safe than sorry, I guess. I mean, SDmK can't do anything right now. Can't really creep. He is expanding on the back of things. So that expo is done, and it's so far away from the 2 bases of the Germans, so maybe that will bring them back into the game.
Yeah, I imagine most of this would be feed onto Sugar because hunts will not scale well against this tier 2 elf. They just won't, especially if you're going mass dryads. I wonder if oh, ToX went for a panda as well. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good on this map, as we saw yesterday with the Sonic clip. And apparently you can creep it up. Drunken Haze, always great. There's not going to be too much dispel if SDmK doesn't bring any wisps, which I don't think he will.
And I wonder if they're going to contest each other in the mids. All of the outside creeps have pretty much been done except for ToX's expansion, which he could do right now. Kind of going across. Is he scouting for an expansion right now? Like, is he actually going into the 7 o'clock? Maybe the main base?
Not too sure. We have a mirror match here with the undeads. Once again, good block by Sugar, but only for a little time. And here's a little push by ToX. Detonates are here. 2 wisp will be gone. Just getting rid of the tree, and the panda did some good dodges. Wonder if he has Drunken Haze, because we didn't see a single breath of fire yet.
Yeah. Not too sure, but this is great for ToX and Shocker, not gonna lie, man. These double lures just pumping out more and more dryads. Shocker actually going to try to creep out the lab. That's pretty good levels on the Lich. He should solo creep this Lich. Yep, okay, good idea.
Okay,
both teams just kind of creeping, yeah.
With the Magi as well. There's a little push coming by Sugar. He is on tier 3 already, and that's the advantage over Shocky at the moment. But what do you really push for in an undead base? I mean, can try to get the shop. This is gonna be his then. But that's about it.
Okay, a bit of a fight here for SDmK. If he can jump on some of these dryads, he might be able to pick a fight. Oh, protection scroll as well, but it gets instantly dispelled. Nice from ToX. The Breath of Fires are pretty good on the hunts.
So
this is about as good of a fight as SDmK is gonna get.
So are the Dryads, of course. I wonder... Oh, there's no Dispel yet or no mana. Ay, this Drunken Haze Breath of Fire really hurts. Level 2.5 already. Plus the slow. There's so much crowd control. In the meantime, Undead Mirror in the north. Shocker with a little bit of a problem getting Frost Armor here, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. Tries to rebuild the shop, which is kind of working here. Lich in trouble for Shocky.
Oh, there's no orb. There's no orb for Shocker. Go and get your orb. Okay, pass the TP to the Lich. He has to get that orb or he can't fight this.
He killed the shop. He can't go for an orb. He's trying to get it. Oh my, big impale on pretty much everything as the Crypt Lord is coming in. Mano a Mano fights here in the 2-on-2s. New Lightning Shield summoned. He needs this shop, but it's getting cancelled once again. Last split second, I want to say.
ToX needs to get over there. There we go. Big TP in from ToX. He has to get over because the Fiends are not dead yet, but they could be dead very soon. Actually, Sugar. Oh. Okay, good TP. Good TP. Even though they didn't actually fight ToX and Shocker against Sugar, that was still a very good TP because that window was closing. Look how low the Fiends are. You can lose 3 Fiends like this. It's almost game ending.
All right, then. Keeper by SDmK still not level 3, by the way. With a big advantage is, of course, the tier 3 by Sugar, the Orb, soon to be Destroyers, I guess. Is Shocker even going for Destroyers? I'm not too sure. He's going into Fast Abominations, which I think is pretty good this time with the Dryads behind them.
Yeah, early A-bomb a bit for Shocker. Would have loved to see more Fiends, but obviously wants to transition that way. So it's good that they're creeping together now because they really can't risk anymore. They need to get TPs and they need to, well, the DK definitely needs a TP. Going over the shop of the elf player. Is he going to get a TP or no?
Shocky's shop's gonna get cancelled again for the third time now. Once again, no orb. Here's ToX though, trying to force a TP with his Dryads, but seems like there's a combined siege by Sugar and SDmK now.
Yeah, SDmK joining the mix. Keeper's very low, but he does have a heal scroll and a protection scroll, and maybe this is the fight you want because you know Sugar's like, hey man, I've canceled the shop. He's got no orb, and this is a huge item that you want in these fights, but still gonna be fairly even, especially fighting in Shocker's undead base. So
Sugar is 15 supply above Shocky. Can ToX do something here? 47 for him, of course, tier 2. Trying to get a counter expansion up. Altar of Darkness getting wrecked, but that's not too bad. Impale on the Hunts. Cryptlord is in a little bit of trouble here. The Panda has amazing AoE, of course, and a good mischance with Drunken Haze. Maybe the Panda is gonna be the carry, but he's getting nuked. There's something on him, I guess a staff if he really wants to get out. And now counter focus on the Keeper.
yeah, Shocker trying to get the Keeper out of here. Oh, nice focus on the statues, and actually a big impale on the Fiend. Sugar in a bit of trouble here, and he's gonna lose a lot of Fiends, and the Panda might get nuked down, but that was a great gank there from the German and French team. Wait, ToX is UK, right? Is ToX UK?
It's kind of...
We need to get the nations right. Okay, SDmK is Russian.
Yes.
Sugar is French.
Yes.
Shocker is German.
Yes.
ToX is UK. All right, there we go.
He's kind of a UK-German mix. I'm not too sure. I think he's originally from the UK, but he's living in Germany for a while, or the other way around. I think he lives in Germany for years already, so it's kind of a mix there. So,
Okay.
with that push defended, weathered the storm. Expo is up, 3 base versus 3 base. Still the tech advantage. Oh, actually not. We do have a Tree of Ages, but only 1 lore at the moment. No tier 3 tech here. Do we finally have a shop? Yes, we do. Shocker. Does he have an orb as well? Yes, he did. Wonderful. Super close to the level 3 Lich. Gonna get it here now. DK is level 4. Got the heal scroll from the shop as well. And the Panda is just an absolute beast in this tune too.
Yeah, now that you have the orb, Shocker's in a pretty good spot. The hero levels are pretty good. The supply a little bit lower than Sugar's, but now that Expo's kicking in for the elf, which is ToX, he should be able to feed a little bit. You need to get in a good position here if you do want to fight, because I still feel like SDmK and Sugar have a bit of a lead here. Impale pretty good on the Panda. Nuke not coming in.
One more Impale and so much more Breath of Fire. Whisper coming in for Detonate as well. A-Bomb versus A-Bomb, the one of Sugar. Already burning here. Cryptlord going deep. I'm not too sure if there's a coil. Oh, DK actually dodges the Impale. There is a coil not too far away, so it hits fast. But man, the Hero Nuke continues. Sugar in a world of trouble. Cryptlord low. Lich low. And everything is falling apart here for the French-Russian team. I guess SDmK is losing absolutely everything. Panda's back, burns everything to a crisp. The Lich is falling at the south, and the bottom is gonna fall in the... Oh, staffed out in a second, but yeah. I can count the supply numbers on one hand, and that is GG. And ToX and Shocky advance to the semi-final.
Yeah, pretty good fight there. I mean, Shocker holding on. I mean, no orb is such a blunder when you're trying to hold, but ToX with some good teamwork there. Really good teamwork. A really big fight in the middle of the map, too. I don't think that SDmK and Sugar really had a good position there. As soon as Shocker left the lab, he was really lined up, and the DK kind of ran out of coils. Interesting focus fire as well. They put pressure on the Lich and pressure on the Cryptlord, and Lich popped invuln, Cryptlord got coiled, and all the Fiends died for Sugar. So there was like no way for Sugar to actually save all of his units and both of his heroes. So really good fighting from Shocker and ToX. So GG.
Yeah, that tech to Dryads was really nice. I like that. The Panda's so good, man. I was expecting to see a Panda first again. I guess, you know, Laliat and Soen were convincing me that something else should be meta on this map. But yeah, I think the Panda's so good in team games. AoE, of course, in general. It's why we see the Cryptlord so often. But yeah, very well played.
Mr. Remo Demo.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Again, Shocker a bit in trouble, right? We had that game one already where his upgrades were kind of low, where his Crypt Lord was sort of underleveled. But in the late game, they pulled through. Hunts in the late game at 60 supply, they're just so bad. Oh my god, Hunts are so bad. Somewhere in Sweden, Oscar is crying, and for good reason, is nowadays playing only Orc. I was waiting for tier 3 maybe. Mountain Giants would have been the shizzle, but always difficult to get there. If you ever manage to get to 4, they are amazing. Even to this day, you know, some Night Elves will want to tell you that they're unplayable nowadays, but it's not true. But not even Mountain Giants were needed. They move on to the semifinal to meet Lawlight and Soin, and that's going to be, well, a different matchup and also a much harder task.
Yeah, probably one of the best 2-2 teams in the world at the moment, but Shocky and ToX, they're warmed up now. I guess they might have a chance here with good coordination. They are clearly the weaker one-on-one players, but they're playing 2-2 for a long, long time. Can they defeat the Koreans? That's the question. We have a new contribution towards the prize pool. QQs with $30. Keep up the great work at War3 Champions and back to Warcraft. Less than 3.
Less than 3.
PogChamp. Do we jump right into the semis?
We take a little break to give the people time to check out the Matcherino for this tournament. If you're living under a rock, then you might not be aware that if we reach $5,000 for this prize pool, Mr. Governor, a wonderful, wonderful human being, will add $2,500 on top. So all your donations are pretty much matched by 50%, and we are $410 away. I really want to get rid of that 4 in front of that number over there. So head over, Matcherino, chat command is !W3C finals. And of course, there's a merch shop as well with W3C merch. And in our description of the Twitch chat, there's everything else you need to know if you want to support us directly. And afterwards, after the little break, after 4 minutes, we jump into the next 2-2, which is Lawlight and Soin versus ToX and Shocky. See you in a bit.